Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Parmita. If you're new here, I'm all about learning the depths of our being and I'm here to share it all with you. Today I'm going to talk about the power of journaling and how it has been such a big part of my spiritual journey. And make sure you continue to watch until the end of the video because I do have some free goodies for you that's going to help you on this journey. I am someone who absolutely hated writing. Like, it was one of the activities that I dreaded to the core of my being because I simply did not know how to write or what to write about. And trust me, I tried many times. I had so many journals growing up, and looking back at those journals, every single journal started with "Dear Diary, today was a sad day. I didn't have my favorite food, ... and that's it. And I would have blank pages, and randomly I would write another entry saying, "Dear Diary, today I had this." It just didn't feel natural to me. The whole aspect of writing felt very draining for me. With all of this, you must be wondering, how the hell does this girl journal every single day now? Well, guess what? My biggest transition or the shifting moment happened was through art. With writing, I had absolutely no hope. So I was like, you know what, I'm a visual person, I'm an artist, so I'm just gonna create art and express myself visually. But little did I know that that was my pivotal point of starting to write. When I would post my art pieces on my Instagram account, I would find myself writing paragraphs expressing and talking about the art piece. And the more I started posting my art pieces, more I realized I actually really enjoyed writing those descriptions. I think what shifted was I was in an environment where I wasn't putting a lot of pressure onto myself, and just writing descriptions on my Instagram art pieces, I got into the truest mindset of being at a state of flow. New information was coming to me, and I realized that, whoa, I'm actually looking at this art piece a lot differently now as I write the description. So they were in a form of download, and that's when journaling or the concept of just writing clicked for me. Now when I am trying to journal every day, I thought, okay, let me invest in journal books, let me get more tools for me to help myself write every day. Guess what? I miserably failed at it. I had no intentions or inclinations to write anything. I found the questions very boring in the journal books, or I just didn't feel like writing. I think mostly because I couldn't get myself again in that state of flow, because as soon as I put myself in a position like, okay, let's sit down and write, all of a sudden I would feel like, what do I write about? But then again, when I would write post description on my art pieces for Instagram, information would just casually flow through me, and it was not a problem to write at all. And this is where I realized maybe I needed to change the way I journaled. For me, keeping these daily journal books didn't quite help, because how I received information was a little different from what I was putting myself through. So I naturally figured that that way of journaling was not cut out for me, and I just started dumping all my emotions instead on a piece of paper. As soon as I would feel an intense emotion about a situation or anything, I would force myself to sit down and write it out, because a lot of the times when your mind is spiraling out of control but you are able to slow down through the process of writing, it actually makes a lot of sense and you tend to be a lot more rational. So I opted that way, and the more I did it, the easier it got. And honestly, what made that shift was making it into a habit. Cultivating the habit of journaling every day is what helped me get into the state of flow a lot quicker. and it almost was like a muscle I was working on in my head to help me get into that state every time I would open my book and I would pick up a pen to start journaling. There were times when I would feel so much anger inside of me and so much angst that just needed to come out, and like that much anger that my body was shaking, where I was like, okay, I need to write this out and sort it out, because a lot of the times when your mind is really spiraling out of control, you need something to anchor you. You need something tangible to anchor you down so that your mind doesn't go into dark places. And that's what journaling did for me. The whole physical act of writing all my emotions down was like the first step of looking at the situation that triggered me to begin with a lot more logically. There came a point where when I was writing out things and I was trying to understand how and why it happened, I realized there were memories I was unlocking within me which I didn't even remember until I started writing, and then it hit me. I'm like, oh, so it's almost like journaling and going into that state helps you connect the dot. It almost like you're in a state of just surrendering to your hand, and your hand is just writing what your mind has been hiding deep inside for quite some time. The process of writing really helped me discover myself in a very non-judgmental way. It's insane. It's like when I write, it feels like a different person is speaking. And the more I started writing, more that person started speaking to me, which was a lot more rational, a lot more grounded, and helped me in understanding why that and where that came from. Now I journal every single day. After I finish my morning meditation, I sit down with my journal and I write. I write whatever thoughts are coming to my head, and I literally just word vomit. There are days where I don't know what to write, or rather it's not flowing to me that well. In those days, I don't force it. I'm like, okay, maybe I don't have much to write about. I don't need to write a lot about it. So I just end with a little bit of things that make me feel grateful, like great gratitude for plants, for trees, for birds, for everything, and just general gratitude for the most mundane things, and that automatically puts me in a positive mindset for the entire day. The biggest tip that I will give for you to really be in a state of flow when you're journaling is, please do not read what you are writing while you are writing. That's when it'll stop ASAP. Keep in mind, writing is a right brain thing. When you are in a state of flow, it's a right brain activity. So for you to infuse a right brain activity, you need to be in the truest state of flow and surrender to it. So don't read it. As soon as you read, your left brain comes over and it starts analyzing it, it starts questioning it, and you don't want that. You don't want that drama when you're journaling. So a pro tip: do not read what you are writing when you are journaling. Read after you're done writing completely, and then you'll be amazed by the things that you received while you wrote. I have come across a lot of people who struggle with journaling. They have no idea what to write, what to do. So guess what? I made a little tool, a little guide to help you get started on the journey of journaling. I know how fruitful it has been for me to journal and to sit back and just read all my downloads, all my entries, and it's been so transformative for me. I want to give that gift to you. So the guide is absolutely free. It has a little bit of a description on how you can get into the flow of journaling, and as a whole series of prompts laid out on the workbook that you could use to start your journaling journey. I really had so much fun in making it. I really put in all the things that I have experienced, I have felt that has worked for me onto the guide, and I hope that it helps you in some form. Please check out the link in the description. The link is right there. Click on it. Easy to download. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video was helpful for you in some way, shape, or form. If you haven't already, please do press the subscribe button and let me know how you feel about the guide in the comments below, or if you want to share something about your journaling journey.